welcome back to Sip with Joy. I guess I'm in a pink mood this month. It is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, so I'm showing up in my pink. But welcome back if this is your first time joining. This is a show about a girl, her why, and her feelings. And I am that girl. I am your host, Joy M. Hutton. I am a serial entrepreneur and lover of food and wine. And of course, there's wine. I am drinking a Prosecco Rosé today. This is by Via Ray, Issa Rae's Prosecco collection. So I'm excited because I got my hands on this bottle. But you know where to find out about this on Instagram at Sip with Joy. I will let you know more about this on the Sip of the Day. So tune in for that. Follow on Instagram. And yeah, I'm going to take my sip. All right. Okay. So today's episode is called Stop Sabotaging Your Love Life. I will be joined by love and relationship coach Soni Pelty. We will discuss how professional women unknowingly sabotage their love life. Because I know, we want to be strong, but you can't always be strong, okay? We gotta let some things go, and we are going to talk about that with Soni today. So I'm so excited to bring her on. Hello.
Hi. Thank you for having me on your show, Joy. It's such a
Yes.
pleasure to be here.
Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you. And before we get started, what are you sipping on?
Well, I have a Sauvignon Blanc with me today. It's
Love
Olema
it.
Sauvignon Blanc. And even though it's October, it's still hot here in Houston,
Yes.
where I am.
Yeah, I think we can
So,
still drink the
still not
rosés and
ready
the
for red
Sauvignon.
wine.
Yes, exactly. I think we can still drink the Sauvignon Blanc and the rosé. So cheers.
Cheers.
All right. Well, I'm so excited to have you here. Hey, Elsie. So tell us more about what you do.
I am a love and relationship coach, and I have a simple mission. I
I love it.
want to help women embody love in every area of their life and not just attract love, but thrive in it.
Yes.
And my own journey from a 22-year toxic relationship to now being in a loving relationship where both my husband are committed to being the best versions of ourselves, to heal, to be better for ourselves and for each other.
Yes. I love
S-
that. So you said 22 years? Were you
Yes.
12? Like what, Sonny? So what age did you get married?
I got married when I was 19,
Wow.
month from turning 20, and it was an arranged marriage. So I am of an Indian origin, and
Yeah.
my first marriage was an arranged marriage.
Wow.
And yeah, so it was rough.
Yes, I can imagine. I can imagine. I have always wondered, do arranged marriages turn out well? I guess some do, and then some may go the other way.
Right, right.
Um, so through your divorce, where did the shift occur where you believe that you can find love again?
It was a deep desire. It's like something in my heart
Yeah.
spoke to me because when I got divorced, I was 42 and
Wow.
I had never dated ever.
That is
So
so
I'm,
crazy.
yes, I'm 42 and I'm stepping into the dating world and it feels chaotic. I
Cause it
feel like
is.
I am, yes, even though it was freedom, like freedom from the relationship and the toxicity that I was in. And I was very happy that I'm not in that space.
Yeah.
But life was not easy after. It was, I felt like I was in these murky waters of dating.
Yeah.
And what is going on? I'm like going from one relationship to the next. And the men that I were meeting were like you're such an amazing person and you're meant for something more, but or I'm not looking for something more than just friendship.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the pattern. Like, you are a
Wow.
great woman, but you deserve better than me, or
Don't you
I am
hate
not
hearing
ready
that?
for
It's like I know I'm great. I don't need you to tell me I'm great.
you. Right, 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 right.
I need you to
And
believe that I'm great and then act accordingly.
right, right. And that's when I had this little ping in my heart.
Hmm.
Like, Sony, wake up. Like, you are meant for more. I had this desire of um being married again. I knew I was meant to be married again. I
Yeah.
knew that I was going to be in a deep loving relationship. But how? Where?
Mm-hmm.
When? Right? And that's when the universe spoke to me.
Mm-hmm.
God spoke to me.
Yeah.
And I had this ping on my heart to look up relationship coaches. I literally went on Google and I
Wow.
typed relationship coach,
Yeah.
and whatever, like, I'm big on energy, and it's like I swiped through several websites, scroll through several websites of different relationship coaches,
Mm-hmm.
and just picked one. Oh, this resonates with me, and just went with that. So
Yeah.
that was my first step um, to where I am today.
Yeah.
So
So,
the turning point in my divorce, like after divorce to where I am now, it's just that ping, that urge, that gut feeling that I'm meant for more.
mm-hmm. Well, like you said, dating is tough, right? Especially with the apps and everything out here. It's just toxic. And some may argue there is pee in the dating pool. But how can women stay positive and patient as
Mhm.
they navigate the journey to finding a healthy relationship?
Yeah. So I tell women that date to get to know yourself,
Mm-hmm.
date to fall in love with yourself, and not date to be married or to find a boyfriend.
I love that.
That is going to be the end goal. For sure, you will meet your person.
Mm-hmm.
But when we date with this agenda that this person whom I'm meeting, I'm going on a date with, is he going to be my boyfriend? Is he going to be my husband?
Right.
Is he going to ask me for a second date, third
Check, check,
date?
check. Yeah.
Right? Then our mindset, our energy is very different.
Yeah.
And I am a firm believer that energy comes first. So even before we enter a room, if before we enter any space, before we go online to swipe, before we are answering a text message from a man,
Mm-hmm.
whatever communication we are engaging in, the energy that we do that with speaks volumes.
Yeah. Absolutely. I agree.
Right? So if you were to go on a dating site thinking all men are crappy, there are no good men out there, oh, I just have to do this because I've been told, or this coach told me to go
Yeah.
online dating because that's the biggest pool of men.
Right.
So when you're doing it with this energy of checking off a list, or I have to do this,
Mm-hmm.
the outcome is very different than
Yeah.
when we go on there and say, oh, with the curiosity, with this playfulness, and taking it as an experiment, let me see who I'm going to connect with today.
Yeah, absolutely.
You see, like, the whole energy is so
Mm-hmm.
different. And from that space, what you come across is very different.
Yeah, yeah. I love that. You get what you put out, right?
Right.
So what are some of the most common ways professional women unknowingly sabotage their love lives?
Yeah. There's several, like
Mm-hmm.
five, six ways women
Yeah.
can sabotage themselves. But the first one I would say is being in this mindset
Mm-hmm.
of scarcity, of limited resources, right? Scarcity of time.
Mm-hmm.
Either I'm so busy, I work 12, 15-hour days, like some professional women
Mm-hmm.
work close to 12 hours a day.
Yeah.
Or even if you are working from a 9 to 5, right? Um, I do get it that we don't have time,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I'm just not going to waste my time because every time I go out on a date, it I just meet douchebags. It's a waste of my time.
Yeah.
You know, they're just players.
Right. Right.
So for to me, there is a solution for
Mm-hmm.
every way we sabotage ourselves.
Yeah.
And I guide women to just go on short first dates, like first couple of dates, like 45 minutes, maybe lunchtime dates.
Okay.
There are times, and when I was dating, I had two kids. I'm a 15-year-old and 10-year-old,
Yeah.
and my weekend time was very precious. It's like
Mm-hmm.
for my kids, and I'm working. I was in corporate America then, and my time was limited and precious. So I do get it when women think that I don't have time.
Right.
I don't have time for bullshit. I don't have
Yeah.
time for um, average men.
Mm-hmm.
And I say short first dates,
I like
45 minutes max, because there are two benefits of that.
that.
You are not wasting too much time and effort if the person you're on a date with
Mm-hmm.
is not what who you were expecting,
Yes.
right? And also, when first couple of dates are hour long, 2 hours, 3 hours, like you feel like you've connected with this person,
Yes.
and all of a sudden you're with this person for hours and he knows everything about you on date one,
Mm.
right? So there is no mystery.
Yeah, there's no chase.
Right.
Yeah.
He probably knows a lot about you, if not
Mhm.
everything about you, in the first date or second date.
I love that.
So even
Build
if
the
person,
anticipation of getting to know more about you.
yes, and even if the person that you are having lunch with, you're like, oh my God, he's amazing.
Yeah.
Leaving on that high note, leaving him wanting more
Yeah.
is so attractive, and will
Mm.
have him asking you out over and over and over again. And you're on
Yeah.
that high note, leaving, hey, I gotta go, I have to get back to work, whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
Coffee dates, lunch dates, perfect.
I love that.
Yeah.
So, Elsie said, never understood how someone says they don't have time to date and want to be in a relationship. How do you get one without the other? Exactly.
Exactly.
You can't.
100%, right?
Yeah, it doesn't work like that.
And to that same token, like not wanting to go out and date and still wanting to be in a relationship,
Yeah.
a man is not going to come knocking on your door or fall from the
Really,
sky for
Sony?
you,
Because I thought they would. I thought they would
right?
just find me outside
Right, ring
of
your
my
doorbell.
door. Amazon Prime them, you know.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
But
That's
it
right.
is so difficult. I think, I did an episode on Boys Sober because you get so burnt out and so
Mhm.
exhausted with the dating process that you're like, why am I going outside? Because then when you do go outside, you're like, is this what I look forward to? What I have to look forward to? So
Right.
there is some frustration. But I think, like you also said, you're dating for yourself, not you know, the outcome may be a husband or a partner or whatever, but you are dating for yourself.
Yes.
And so you have to date with different expectations instead of thinking I'm out to meet my husband or whatever. The goal is if you love yourself, then you're not going to disappoint you. You had a good time regardless.
Right. And also, when you are not dating to just find a husband and dating
Mhm.
for fun, the concept I teach women is, which leads me to the second way women can sabotage themselves, is like they don't date enough and they don't date several men.
Yeah.
So I have a concept called carousel dating, where you're dating multiple men at the same time. And some may think this is cheating,
Yeah.
but men are all the time test driving women.
Mm.
And as long as there is no exclusivity on the table, and you've just started dating and you're on date one, two, three, four,
Yeah.
until he has asked you, hey, I would like for you to be my girlfriend,
Mm-hmm.
or I want us to be exclusive. I want us to stop seeing other people.
Mm-hmm.
Till then, it is so sexy for women to be dating other men.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be, and why it's not cheating is because first, you're not in an exclusive relationship.
Absolutely.
Second, the way I teach women to go out and date, it's non-sexual dates.
Mm.
um 98%, I should say, of women get attached very quickly, emotionally connected after sex.
Mm.
If you are that 2 to 3%, you fall in that category, and you can rock sex and you don't get connected and you don't get emotionally attached, by all means go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
But a lot of us start feeling a lot more. We
Right.
get emotionally attached after sex.
Yeah.
There's oxytocin released. It's just that chemicals that
Mm-hmm.
get released in our body, in our bloodstream, just it's natural. Naturally, we feel connected.
Right.
And that's not the same for men.
Yeah. Well, it's clear they operate differently for sure.
Right, right, right. Um, so it's not cheating when you're dating several men, because you're dating for fun
Mm-hmm.
rather than dating to find your partner.
Yeah. And I think that makes a big difference. Elsie said, once you give up your parts, you're going to give up your heart. Yeah.
Yes.
I like that, Elsie. So, are there any specific patterns or recurring behaviors that you've noticed with your clients that engage in this self-sabotaging, behavior?
Yeah, like the one very big one is, especially in professional women, is we are high in our masculine energy,
Mm.
the way we show up in the world.
We want to be the
We
boss.
are we want to be the boss. We take finding a partner, dating, as a project,
Mm-hmm.
and that's how we show up,
Yeah.
with our hands on the steering wheel. And dating and love is not the same as being in the in your business, in your
Yeah.
professional life.
Yes.
It's very different. So I see an imbalance of masculine and feminine energies. I think in the blog, one of my blogs, I had written that we bring our CEO to the date,
Yes, I like that.
right? So we tackle it as a project.
Mm.
There is a timeline. I need to find my man by this time. I have to
Mm.
be controlling where we go out, what we do, how he has to show up,
Yeah.
right? And we don't allow a man to be in his true essence.
Mm.
And what do I mean by that is, men by nature are providers and protectors.
Yeah.
They want to give.
Hmm.
And as professional women, we have a hard time receiving.
So, how do we let go of that control?
Knowing that that's not how attraction builds,
Okay.
right? You have tried chasing, planning dates, becoming the social coordinator of the relationship, calling, texting.
She's calling us out, guys.
I was one of that person,
Yeah.
100%, right?
Hmm.
I, the, the things that I talk about that women do that are like, I call it mistakes, but it's like a misstep, like a
Yes.
mistake, you
Mm-hmm.
know. um I did every mistake in the book.
Yeah.
So I am calling out the older version of myself as well.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Right? So there is this dance, masculine and feminine energy dance.
Mm-hmm.
And when those energies are in balance, so why women shy away from really, so we have both, right? Men and women have both masculine and feminine energies.
Mm-hmm.
And it's where you use which one is key.
Yeah.
So, yes, we need to be in our masculine energy when we are at work, when we are taking care of our kids, for example, or doing our household chores. That's when we need that doing energy.
Right.
But when we are in a romantic relationship, in relationships, and especially when women want to be loved, adored, cherished, taken care of, then we have to step into our
The
feminine,
feminine.
which is
Yeah.
our true, that's how we're built,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? And why I see women shying away from being in their feminine is because they have been taught by society, by patriarchy, that that is weak.
Mm.
So feminism did wonders for us women, yet it really set us back in our love lives.
Yeah, because like I think, like you said, we're working women now. We're professional women.
Right.
And when you're in that professional zone, then like you said, you tap more into your masculine energy, but we have to learn how to turn it off
Right.
in
Switch off.
relationships. Like we got a code switch.
Right, 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 right. And also knowing that feminine energy is very powerful.
Yes.
It is not weak by any means.
Mhm. Yeah.
And when we have that recognition, and with anything, right, you have to start, take baby steps. So if you have been in your masculine energy uh, all your life,
Mhm.
and you know that you only get things when you perform and when you do, then it's hard for us to give that up
Right.
control. It's hard for us to surrender.
Mhm.
So I invite women to take baby steps with that. And when you do that and you see things differently, like things are shifting, then it gives you this courage. Okay, I can let go a little bit more and a
Yeah.
little bit more.
Yeah. I love
And
it.
just turning that switch off, like even, just applying a little oil, be it like a bead. Like I have created this whole box. It's to help women. So CEO energy is head up.
Yeah.
We are all in our heads, right? And love doesn't happen here.
Mhm.
Love happens down in our heart, in
Yeah.
our body.
Mhm.
So how do you drop into your body? Just breathing, connecting with your heart.
Yeah.
I have this whole box that I created. It's called the Rapture Play Box. It's exploring self love through five senses that actually helps women connect with their body,
I love
fall
that.
in love with their body. So maybe it's lighting a candle, maybe it's, using the oil, um, maybe it is just reciting some mantras, meditation, breath work, like I said.
So I have a question here that says, "What do you mean step into your feminine energy?" Hey, Adele.
Okay. Yeah, that's a beautiful question. So let's talk about what feminine energy is, right?
Mhm.
It is flowing, it is circular, it is softness. It's not just dressing up feminine,
Mhm.
it is being vulnerable, it is being trusting, it's being like just being soft,
Mhm.
right? And when I say being soft, it's not like you are just giving up all of yourself. You are, it means having boundaries.
Yeah.
Saying no is the backbone of femininity, right? So when I say stepping into your feminine, it's doing the things that you have been taught um, are going to make you successful. Stop doing those things in love.
Mm.
It's giving
Turn
up.
off the hardness.
Yes. And it's, I call it this way, soft exterior
Hmm.
and hard interior. The way we women show up out in the dating, we have guarded energy.
Mm.
We show up like a man cannot penetrate. And when I'm saying penetrate, I'm not meaning in a
Yeah,
sexual
yeah,
way,
yeah.
but
Right.
he cannot connect to our heart
Yeah.
because we have guards, like if you look at cactus, like it's prickly on the outside, you cannot really touch it.
Hmm.
It's going to be hurt. It'll hurt you, right? It'll
Great
prick you,
analogy. Yeah.
right? But when you crack it open, break it open, you see all this gooey oozes out,
Hmm.
the white little fluid that comes out of
Yeah.
it. That's how we women, society has trained us to be that.
Mm.
Have firm exteriors and soft interiors. So when somebody breaks your heart, you become this puddle of
Goo.
goo.
Just goo. So
Right.
this also ties into vulnerability.
Yes.
Why do you think the why do you think fear of vulnerability is such a significant factor in what we're talking about as well?
Right. So vulnerability, again, it's considered as being fragile.
Mm,
It's
mm-hmm.
not considered as being like that you're strong because you're being vulnerable,
Yeah.
right? Being vulnerable is a strength. It's the only way you can connect in relationships, have a deep loving relationship,
Yes.
be it any relationship. It can be friendships for us women. Friendship, female friendships are so important for us as women. And if a relationship does not have vulnerability, then it's surface level.
Right.
There's no depth in there. And why we shy away from being vulnerable? Because we are told that, oh, I have to be a cool girl.
Yeah. Or
That's what men are
strong.
attracted towards. I have it all together.
Mm-hmm.
That cool girl doesn't attract soulmate love.
Yeah. I feel like there's a lot of unlearning that has to be done with
Right,
women
right.
as we get older, especially when you've gone through trauma, you have societal norms that also play a part. You have to be strong. You can't show signs of weakness. So then how do you lean into femininity when and
Right.
then if you're too aggressive, then people think that, you're mean, you're standoffish. It's so many things that we as women have to deal with, especially trying to balance that between work and home, work and personal relationships is very difficult sometimes because it's like I think most women desire to be soft, desire to lean into the feminine energy, which is why you have so many people. I'm in my soft girl era. But it's like
Mhm.
we're just fighting all the time.
Right, right. 100% right. And like there's a double-edged sword, as I say.
Yeah.
So we have to own our inner bitch energy,
Yes. I love it. Yes.
right? So you're not giving that up by
Yeah.
any means,
Yes.
but
Gotta keep that.
you're not being this hard rock on the outside.
Yeah.
So what I coach women is to have a strong interior and a soft front
Yeah.
to where you're approachable.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Men can easily connect with you,
Yeah.
yet you have strong boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
You know how to say no. You're not a people pleaser. You are owning who you are. You're so rooted in your self-worth and you're so in love with yourself
Yeah.
that yes, there is going to be a heartbreak when a relationship doesn't work out, but you're going to be able to pick yourself up really quick.
Yeah. So how can someone become more self-aware of their own self-sabotaging behaviors?
Very good question. So for me, the way awareness came for me was relationships were not working out for me,
Mm-hmm.
right? And men, we would have fantastic dates. I didn't have an issue having getting a date, right?
Right.
I went on at least 300 first dates before I met my husband, because I dated over a
Really?
span of 6 years before I
Oh,
met him.
wow. Oh, gosh.
So it was a journey of
Yeah.
undoing to
Yeah.
get to him,
Mm. Yes. Wow.
right?
That's a long time.
So the awareness comes from when the same patterns keep repeating. And also, I felt like all through my journey, I was working with a mentor, with a coach. So when you have somebody who has walked your path before
Mm-hmm.
and is holding you through your journey, then awareness comes from there, because I think dating is free therapy.
Yeah.
And why do I say that? It's because
Okay.
when we go out and date, parts of us will get triggered.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to encounter situations that will make us feel a certain way. They will trigger us,
Right.
right? So then you heal that thing that comes up. Why did I feel this when he said
Mm-hmm.
whatever he said to you?
Yeah.
Right. And especially if you're working with a mentor, with a coach, then you bring it into the session and really unpack it and really heal it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a lot of being present, being aware, being open and available to be different, because I see a lot of women who say, I don't want to change. I don't want to change for a man.
Yeah.
But to those women, I say, you're not changing for a man. You are undoing, and change is inevitable,
Yeah.
right?
And change is not a bad thing. I think people
It's
see
not a bad
change as a
thing,
bad thing, and it's not.
right? And when you're not, so thinking of it, oh, I'm doing it for him or
Right.
to get love, that is not the
Mm-hmm.
case, right? You're
Yeah.
doing it to be step into the next version of yourself,
Mm-hmm.
live a more elevated, more enhanced life.
I love that.
That's why we are making the changes, right?
Yeah.
To me, it's like journey of love,
Yeah.
not to love. It's not a destination. It's a forever thing that we are on.
Yes. Tina said it's definitely a struggle stepping into this feminine energy. So thanks for the definition. So sometimes self sabotage comes from setting unrealistic expectations. You know, you talked about being on dates and you're like, I can see this man
Right.
being my baby's daddy, my husband, my whatever. Like,
Right.
oh, we'll look so good in the sunset, the wedding in Italy, whatever, you know. And so how can professional women learn to assess their expectations and adopt a healthier, more realistic approach to dating?
Right. So, firstly, we have to give up that time is running out for me.
Mm. But it feels like it, Sony. What do you mean? We're like, we don't have all the time.
Time is an illusion.
Yes, it
That's
is.
an episode of its own,
Yeah,
maybe.
right.
But time is an illusion.
Yeah, yeah.
But in all seriousness, though, um, when we date from the space of I am dating to have fun,
Mm-hmm.
and we have not making the man the center of our universe,
Yeah.
like you have this whole life,
Mm-hmm.
right? You're working, you are have girlfriends, you're going on vacations with your friends, you work out, you probably have hobbies, dancing,
Mm-hmm.
playing guitar, whatever it is for you. So if we can focus on our whole life and make dating or finding love just weaves into it,
Yeah.
it just becomes easier, because you're not going out on a date, because you're so, first of all, self love is key,
Mm-hmm.
right? When you are rooted in self love and you know that when I'm having fun, because how many times do we see that when we are not expecting something, that thing just happens?
Yeah.
But when our whole focus, when we are laser focused on just that one thing, it just feels so hard that it's never going to happen.
Hmm.
So taking off your attention on finding a man and just having fun.
Yeah.
Like you get to go out on dinner dates, you get to have men pay for you.
Hmm.
And that's another
They
thing, right? As
should.
women, we got to be comfortable with receiving. We
Yes.
got to be comfortable with letting man pay for
Well, you
us.
have some men out here make you feel bad, for paying for them paying for dinner. It's like, no, we're not doing this. Like, we're not
Right.
doing this.
And through this process, you weed out men who are not stepping up, who are
Yes.
not there to take care of a woman the way she deserves to be taken care of.
Mm-hmm. That part.
So you're taking care of all the weeds are going. Bye
Mm.
bye.
Like, you gotta go.
You gotta go.
Yeah.
So when you give up that expectation and going, I'm just here to have fun. I'm just curious to see who this person is.
Yeah. Yeah.
That just changes everything. And knowing that the person who's sitting in front of us is not the last quality man on earth. There is abundance of everything.
Yes, I love
And
that. I
those
think
guys
somebody.
are out there in abundance too. We just have to um, let them in. One of
Yeah.
the biggest thing that was a hurdle for me to cross was I was attracted to specific kind of men. The bad boys felt so good,
Don't they all? Mm-mm. We don't want
right?
them now. We want them, but we don't need them.
Right. So when I started healing my intimacy fears,
Yeah.
like real love can feel scary, and that's why
Mm-hmm.
good men feel boring because
Mm.
you don't have any chemical reaction in your body. Those sparks are not going off,
Mm. It's no
right?
drama.
That's right. That feels boring.
I don't want drama though. I'm too old for that right now. I just want a peaceful life.
Right, right. So just giving every man a chance, unless that
Yeah.
person is like a threat to your safety.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And that's how we heal like our traumas, our types, the relationship role models that we have had. Like I had zero um, relationship model, like good relationship models growing up.
Mm-hmm.
And we're always taught, or we've always seen and experienced that love feels hard. There has to be this
Yes.
push pull. When it's like smooth sailing, it feels like, ooh, this is not love.
Right.
Why am I not feeling why is he always available? Why is he always calling me? Why is he always messaging me, right?
Yes. Yes.
Even though that's what our heart desires. We
Mm-hmm.
push it subconsciously.
Yeah.
I hope
I
I
love
answered your
that. Yeah, we like you said, we just have to relinquish control and be open to the process, not overthinking. I know that's hard for
right.
a lot of us, especially those perfectionists out there. Trying to focus on the perfect partner versus making genuine connections. And you talked
Mhm.
about that too in your blog, about leading with our head and not with our
Right,
heart, our feelings.
right, right. And it's so important. Like, um, we feel that men connect through intelligence. Yes, it's
Mm-hmm.
good for a woman to be intelligent and well versed in the world affairs and whatever else, right?
Yeah.
But that is okay for an occasional conversation with a
Yeah.
friend. That doesn't build romance, that doesn't build attraction,
Mm-hmm.
right? You dressing up like in sexy outfits and you
Yeah.
think like, oh, a way to man's heart is through sex. That is fine. It's just fun for him.
Mm-hmm.
When you're put together, when you're good looking, yes, beauty, that's a plus, but that's not what builds attraction.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that really builds attraction and gets a man emotionally connected with you is the feelings. And again, society tells us that feelings are bad.
Yeah.
Men Men hate feelings, men don't feel, right? What men want to run away from is drama.
Mhm.
They fall head over heels in love with a woman who can make them feel something,
Mm.
even if it's feeling discomfort, right? Because women are out there pleasing. We turn ourselves into like this pretzel, into this braid that whatever a man wants, we're there for it.
Yeah.
Oh, you like sports? I like sports. You like music? You like to dance? I like that too. And I'm talking from my personal experience. I'm not really calling out anyone out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
This is who I used to be.
Mhm.
And that doesn't create, because you're not making him feel anything different,
Right.
right? I told my husband when he asked me um, to be his girlfriend, I told him I'm not looking to be anyone's girlfriend. So he asked me, what does long-term commitment mean for you? And
Mhm.
because and this can be at any age, but I was
Right.
in my mid 40s already. I'm like, I'm not looking to be any man's girlfriend.
I
I'm
mean,
looking for
for real
marriage.
though, at this age,
I'm looking for marriage. That's what
yeah.
commitment means for me.
Yeah.
He felt uncomfortable.
Ooh.
And I thought he would run away.
Well, most of them will because they're like, oh no, you get
Right,
too serious too soon.
right. So this is just one example, but
So
there were
when did
so
you
many
all have
things.
that conversation though? Was that a
Sorry.
first date conversation or was
N-
that when did that come? When did you
Oh
let
no,
him
that
know
was
that?
like 3 months into dating,
Okay, that's when you shared that with him.
because he asked me to be his girlfriend. Up until then, I was seeing
Got
other
it.
men.
Okay.
Right? I was dating him and I was going on other dates too.
Mhm.
But he, like, after every date, he would book me again for the next date. So
Yeah.
I didn't have enough time in between to date other men.
Mhm.
But I was like, you're dating with life too, right?
Yeah.
Like I said, you have hobbies, you have friends, you have family, you have other things, your life is full. So let's not stop living our life when we start dating, right?
Mm.
Especially, it's even more so important when you like someone.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to spend all your time with them, but
Right, right.
you know.
So it's about making them feel something. So going back to um, what I was sharing earlier is feelings are huge.
Mhm.
So when a man gets emotionally connected with you, then he's not going anywhere.
Mm.
But you have to make him feel something for him
Yeah.
to get there,
Mhm. I
right?
love
And
it.
there was something else about feminine energy that just popped into my head. Um, like we, I call it feminine flares. Like, you know, those oohs and those ahs. Like you see a puppy, like I know I am this person. I'm like, oh my god, oh that's so cute. Like our like that's a feminine allure, right? For a man,
Yeah.
he doesn't get that when he's hanging out with his guy friends.
Mhm.
So you just tilting your head and you just like raise the smile, that your
Yeah.
laughter, like whatever is true to you,
Mhm.
not camouflaging that because somebody
Yes.
told you that you have to be a certain way in front of a man for the man to connect with you and for the man to like you.
Mhm.
Can we bring our essence, our
Yeah, like I
true
said, that
essence?
feminine energy to
Yeah,
it. I
like
love it.
talking your hair, just like whatever it is for you. For every woman, it's going to be something different, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But really bringing that out
So I have a
is very important.
question.
Mhm.
Do you think telling someone you want marriage early on will scare someone away?
I don't think so. Having clarity, actually, no, it's not. The right man is not going to run away. It's just going to, like I said, weed out the men who don't want that.
Yeah.
Yet, saying that, talking about that on your first, I mean, like, when you're going to meet the person for the first time, or even on your dating profile, if you are
Hmm.
online dating, you would want to put that, right? What are you
Right.
desiring? Having clarity on the kind of relationship you want is huge. Because if you want kids and if you want to be married and the person just doesn't want it,
Yeah. You
then you don't
weed
want to
them
waste
out.
your time with that person.
Yeah, you weed them out.
You beat them out. But again, like I said, uh, even with that in mind, like I knew I wanted marriage, but I knew I had so much healing to do to get to that point.
Mm-hmm.
So just dating men just for fun, like I said, just to heal, like
Right.
therapy. You're getting to know who you are.
Yeah.
Society doesn't give us the right to like the individuation. What is my identity? Like after 22 years in a relationship, in a marriage, I didn't even know who I was. Other
Right.
people defined me.
Mm.
So through dating, I found myself. Through
Yeah.
loving myself in the process, being really connected and strong within myself, that was huge.
Yeah. Well, how do you balance because you talked about like wanting them to want more. So shorter dates and
Yes,
then you want them to ask you for more dates. So balancing the chase with also making your expectations, if you will, known or your needs known. So like the same question, like when when do you have that conversation? If it's not on the first date, second, third, fourth, like when do you have that conversation? Because you also want to make sure you're not wasting your time, if you will.
100%, right? So it is, I love when conversations flow organically.
Yeah. Instead of you trying to have a checklist in your head of the
But
questions to
firstly,
ask.
like if you want to ask, first of all, like, do you even know that this person, like, okay, so when women go on every day thinking that is this person going to be my husband? Is
Mm,
this person going to be my boyfriend?
yeah,
What if not everybody connects with everybody? What if he's not
absolutely.
even your type, right?
Right.
When I say your type, I don't want women to date with a checklist,
Mm-hmm.
but making an inventory first of knowing what you bring to the table is huge,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
right? What I bring to a partnership is huge.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So as women, we are not going to be attracted to every person that we meet, right? So
Absolutely.
we don't need to bring up that conversation of marriage on date number one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Maybe that person won't even make it to date three.
Right, right. They'll weed themselves out.
True. I
Self
don't know.
elimination.
Right. What happens is when we keep dates shorter and we keep curiosity alive, you show up for a man as this beautifully wrapped present that he gets to unwrap over time.
Mm,
And also,
I love that.
right, like there are layers to us.
Mm-hmm.
Why do we give away everything? Can we
I
be patient? Like
know.
you said, you
Why?
talked about the process, right? Trusting the process is huge.
Yeah. Yeah, we
Let
do
him
do
get to
that.
know us slowly and gradually. Let he gets to unwrap this beautifully wrapped present, which has multiple wrapping, not just one
Yes.
wrap.
Yes. I love that.
You just untie the bow on date one, maybe.
Yes. Listen, Sony is the business, so you better follow her on Instagram at limitless love with Sony, Soni. And she also has this 12-step dating guide on her website if you want to download that. So limitlesslovewithsony.com. And listen, don't be giving all the goods away, all the information, just everything. You gotta drip drop. Drip drop. So,
Yes,
you also have a book too. You
I
mentioned your
do. I do.
box, but you have a book as well. She's got
Yes,
all the things, you
I
all.
have
So
this book
go
that's
to
called
her
Dating
website.
from Self Love. It's like a workbook slash book, and
Yes.
like a lot of tools, a lot of self love. I don't like to say techniques, but processes. It
Mm-hmm.
has got QR codes to download meditation, breath work, everything.
I love it. Okay, we're gonna do our rapid fire, and then I'll let you share some final words for the audience. So just pick one or the other. Call or text.
Call.
Flowers or jewelry for gifts.
Flowers.
Wine or cocktail.
Ooh, that's tough. Cocktails.
Okay. Sunshine or rain?
Sunshine.
Early bird or night owl?
Early bird.
Nap or meditation?
Meditation.
Dine in or date night out?
Dine in.
Okay. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Matching PJs or getting dressed up?
Ooh, matching PJ sounds good today.
I love it. And candles or incense?
Candles.
Yay, I love it. Okay, so what is coming up next, and what final words do you want to leave the audience with?
Yeah, I want to share something about when we were talking about like dating and being curious,
Hmm.
creating curiosity. Um, I don't want you to feel that this is like a game.
Mm.
It's not a game. You're not being hard to get. You are hard to get because you have a full life.
Yes, I
This is
love
no
that.
techniques. This is no like a strategy. Become this woman, love yourself so much that you are this person that a man cannot resist.
Mm.
Have a full life, and you're meant to have it all.
That gave me goosebumps. You are not hard to get. No, you said you
You're
are
not
not
playing
playing
hard.
hard.
Yeah,
You are
you
not
are hard.
playing hard to get. You are hard to get.
Yes.
Yes to that. I love it. I love it. This was such a great conversation. Thank you so much for being here. You guys follow Soni Limitless Love with Soni on Instagram, and also Limitless Love with Soni.com. Get that 12-step dating guide to start, and book Soni for some coaching if you are still trying to find love. And I will see you guys back here next week. Thank you so much, Soni.
Thank you for having me. This was fun. I loved it.
Thank you. All right, guys, I'll see you next week.